Retell the main idea and key ideas of a text. This module focuses on first grade comprehension standards, specifically on identifying the key details and main idea of a text. First grade students should be able to retell stories including key details and demonstrate understanding of the central message, lesson, or main idea. However, some students may not have been taught these skills yet or don't fully understand how to do this. This lesson will provide students with a chance to read a story closely, looking for key details that will help them as readers to identify the main idea of the story. These activities will be done with partners and in a small group setting, but could be done in a whole group setting if that best fits the needs of your students. The length of the support lesson is about 25 minutes, but could be lengthened or shortened to support your needs and the needs of your students. This lesson assumes that your students will have an understanding of two crucial classroom strategies, one of which is an ELA skill, the ability to use questioning thinking stems, the other the instructional strategy of turn and talks, which will be woven throughout the lesson. 3 of the materials needed will be the main idea details anchor chart for the snowy day, the main idea details retell anchor chart, and the picture book The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. Other materials needed for this lesson are the informational text Snow Science from ReadWorks and the exit tickets. A full list of materials needed can be found in the lesson plan. The instructional sequence will take 5 to 10 minutes. During this portion of the lesson, you will tell students that you will be looking at and reading or rereading the story The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. Tell them that strong readers read closely for key details that will help them identify the main idea, what the author wants them to know. You will be introducing and creating the main idea, key details anchor chart with your students as you read through the first few pages of The Snowy Day. Use the Think Aloud strategy to demonstrate how to closely read the text, looking for 1 or 2 key details to add to the anchor chart. Now that you have modeled how to do this work, you will continue reading the text aloud. After a few pages, students will use the turn and talk strategy with their partner and discuss a key detail to be added to our chart. Remind students that we cannot retell every single event that happened in a story. Instead, we need to look across all of the events to see if we can create a key detail sentence to summarize the events. Partnerships will then share out their key detail sentences for the teacher to chart. This part of the lesson is very teacher-led at the beginning in order to scaffold the students early on for a gradual release of learning. The active engagement of this lesson is about 10 minutes. As a teacher, you have modeled the strategy for the students. Now it is time for the children to practice. You will read aloud the rest of The Snowy Day. Students will work in pairs using their shared copy of the text to complete the key details anchor chart, and the teacher will add the details. Students will now use the completed detail chart to retell the story in sequential order. The teacher will lead a discussion on how to take the key details from their chart to generate the main idea of the text. The purpose of the link is to remind students of what you would like them to do during their independent reading time. One way to do this is to review the anchor chart you created together as a small group, and then explicitly tell students, today, when you go off to read, remember, strong readers read closely to find the key details and use them to determine the main idea or central message of the story. This helps readers make meaning of their stories. The final part of the lesson is a formative assessment in the form of an exit ticket. During this assessment, the teacher will read aloud Snow Science to the student or small group of students, and students will then independently identify the key details to determine the main idea of the text. Here is an example of the exit ticket. Students will need additional practice identifying key details in the main idea of a text in order to become proficient at it. Some additional resources are listed here, such as the First Grade MESA Launching Unit and the Curriculum Corner. However, there is a full list of resources for both teachers and students listed in the lesson plan. Listed here are the Common Core state standards addressed in this lesson.